Let's evaluate the limits using the graph of the function f of x. So in the first limit, we see that we have to evaluate the limit of f of x when x approaches -1 from the left. So this is x equal to -1. So when x approaches -1 from the left, it looks like it is approaching this value. This is 1, 2, and 3. So it is approaching positive 3. Now let's evaluate the second limit. Here we have a limit of f of x when x approaches 2 plus, that is when x approaches 2 from the right. So this is x equal to 2. So when x approaches 2 from the right, it is coming from this direction. F of x approaches 0. So you can see that this limit is 0. Now let's evaluate the third limit. Here we have a limit of f of x when x approaches 0. So here we have to determine two limits, that is two one-sided limits. So that is limit of f of x when x approaches 0 minus, that is this is the left side limit, as plus we have to evaluate the right side limit, that is limit of f of x when x approaches 0 plus. And only when these two limits approaches the same value, we can say that the limit exists, and we will have that corresponding limit value. So now let's look at this graph. When x approaches 0, this is x equal to 0. We see that the function is approaching 1, 2, 3, 4. It is approaching 4 when x approaches 0 from the left, and we will now see when x approaches 0 from the right, that is towards this direction. When x approaches 0 from the right, it's still approaching 4. So we see that this value is also 4. Now these two one-sided limits are exactly equal, and this means the limit exists for f of x when x approaches 0, and so the value of this limit equals 4. This value is 4. Now let's determine the last one, that is f of 3. Here we just determine the value of the function when x equal to 3. So this is x equal to 3. We see that the function is 1 and 2. So it is 2. Therefore, the value of the first limit is 3. The second limit is 0. The third limit is 4. And the fourth function value is 2.